Somebody say yeah. Say it again, say yeah. Somebody say yeah for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You look good out there, baby. I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look here. It's been too hard living, and I'm afraid to die. Look here. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, I wish I could come out there where you are, baby. A long time coming, but I know, look at here, a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look at here. Let me say one more thing. I go to the movie and I go downtown. But all I can hear is somebody keep telling me, oh boy, don't hang around. It's been a long. If anybody know what I'm talking about, let me see you wave your hand. I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. But I've got to take my time and say this, look. Then I go to my brother. Yes, sir. And I tell him, I said, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me. He knocks me back down on my. There's been times that I thought somebody say yeah. I couldn't last long. No. I know I'm able. I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, good God Almighty, a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look at here, one more time, look. But then I go to my brother. Somebody take your hand back and forth like this. Everybody. You sitting in the first balcony too. Help me, please. All over the auditorium tonight. All over the. Hallelujah. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. That's the times what I thought I couldn't last for long. No, I know, baby. I
Our ministry at the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass is not counting people in the pews or dollars in the plate. It's helping to make a difference, one person at a time. Join us on Spreaker.com or thesmokingglasshour.com. We are on the move in 2015. And by the way, don't forget to follow and like us on Spreaker.com.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. We are honored to have you as a guest tonight and want to thank each of you for your faithful support. Without further delay, allow me to introduce to you Mr. Baron Glass. Mr. Glass, take it away.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. I must say today has been a very eventful day. It started out with meetings at 8 o'clock, and it ended up with meetings just prior to this broadcast. And I have to say that I am very honored and happy to be a part of those who are trying to make a difference in their community. Now, before I get off into the broadcast, let me do just a few housekeeping things that we traditionally do each and every Thursday night on local and state politics. Tonight's topic is the parent, the child, and the community. And it just so happened that this meeting that I just came from, it involved specifically this topic tonight. It involved the parent concerned about the child to make the community a better place for those who are going to be our future leaders, our future doctors, our future lawyers, our future restaurant workers, and so forth and so on. So I'm just a little happy because everywhere you look, whether it's on Fox News, whether it's on MSNBC, whether it's on ABC, NBC, CBS, C-SPAN, and on and on and on, you're seeing something called division. And rather than us deal with division, we dealt with what we call unity. But before I get off into the unity and the division, I'm prefacing where I'm going to be going. So let me just get right off into it. On August the 1st, there will be a back-to-school program. And it just so happened when Miss Hazel Preston, who brought this by my office today, she begged and begged and begged. When I say beg, I'm using that word loosely. She asked, Mr. Glass, could you please be there? Could you please be there? We don't have any black speaker. We don't have any black role model. I said, well, Miss Hazel, it's almost impossible that I be there because my trail ride is on August the 1st of 2015, and it's all day. And this program is August the 1st, 2015 at 6 o'clock p.m. It's at Union Central Elementary Auditorium. The purpose is to motivate and encourage our students and to issue some of their school supplies. It is hosted by St. Joe Baptist Church, Reverend Vernon Foy, pastor. And it says, everyone is welcome to come out and show their support for our youth. Refreshments will be served. Now, remember the word unity and division. And I'm starting this program and this broadcast off tonight with those who are talking about unity. And again, this program is sponsored by St. Joe Baptist Church, Reverend Vernon Foy, pastor. Everyone which is inclusive of all unity, come out and show their support for our youth. Now, when we talk about all, wherever you may be at this point in time at 8:05 p.m. Central Standard Time doing this broadcast, all means everything that's around you, excluding nothing. If you exclude one item or one piece of information, then what happens is you're not including all. So this program is talking about all. So we want to make sure that everybody who's out there understands that you can go on August the 1st, 2015 at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Union Central Elementary Auditorium. Now, let's hover on over to the Caldwell Parish School Board. I received some information today on the Louisiana ACT, the 12th grade results. Now, the state's average, or the state of Louisiana average, is 19.4. In 2013-2014, Caldwell Parish ranked at 18.7, which was below the state average. Now, let me make sure you do the calculation for those mathematicians that are out there. The state's average is 19.4. The Louisiana state average is 19.4. In 2013-2014 school year, our scores for the Louisiana ACT results was 18.7. Well, guess what? What do you think the results for 2014 and 2015 are? The results for the Louisiana ACT test scores was 19.3, which was a 0.6 increase. So we are just 0.1 shy of the state average, which we ranked 4th in Northeast parishes. So when you look at this small municipality called Caldwell Parish School System, guess what? We are on the move, doing things in a positive manner with the money that is set aside for us to operate. Now, when you look at, let's take Ouachita Parish. Okay? Ouachita Parish was at 19.6. Now, let me give you something that you can imagine. Ouachita Parish is 100% the size of our parish. They only had 19.4%, and they received an enormous amount of money, way beyond what Caldwell Parish received. Caldwell Parish was 19.3. So for all of you that are out there who are complaining about the school system is not doing this, the school system is not doing that, then here are the facts. We're not talking about some talking points. We're not talking about no ratings of any kind. We're talking about hardcore facts, because our message is clear. Our goal is to make a difference, and making a difference that we are. Now, once again, so all of you parents that are out there and you're listening around the country, around the state, and I'm going to go over those who are out there listening. I'm giving those who are out there time to get settled in, or whatever the case may be. Now, once again, we are 4th in Northeast parishes. Okay? The state average is 19.4. In 2013-14 school year, Caldwell Parish was ranked, well, the test score was 18.7. Now, when you look at the test scores for 2014 and 2015, the test scores for the ACT is 19.3. Ouachita Parish, like I said, is 19.6. So, hats off to Superintendent Carla Tillett and all of those who are working under her administration, which I do support 100%. They are on the move in 2015. So our kids are learning things. We are competitive with all of these other places across the state. So when you look at all of these other schools and you make all of these complaints, because this is the hardest job that anybody in the country can have, because you are dealing specifically and directly with a parent's child. And when it comes to a child, some parents become a bear, some become a lion, some become, whatever the case may be, a wolf. But at the end of the day, they are in fact protecting their kids. So I want you to know that when you're out there complaining, sit down and talk with your board member. Sit down and talk with the principal. Sit down and talk with the teacher. Sit down and talk with the superintendent, because guess what? Nobody else wants these jobs, because if they did, there will be people running for these jobs. So yes, am I bragging on Caldwell Parish school system? You are 100% right. Yes, I am bragging. Why? Because we always hear the negative information. Well, I'm providing you some positive information. Now, would you get this information on TVA News? Would you get it on Channel 10 News? Would you get it on KARD Fox 14? Well, you're going to get a regional perspective. You're not going to get specifically about Caldwell Parish. So here we are. The Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass is providing you information regarding Caldwell Parish. So we're talking about unity, the parent, the child, and the community in 2015. So yes, we are on the move, and I feel very, very good about what I'm hearing. Very good about what I'm hearing. Now, let me take you a step further. Now, when we look at Caldwell Parish school system, let's look at Columbia Elementary School. In 2014, they were at 80% in the third grade. Now they are at 82% in the third grade. When we look at the fourth, we have made progress. We have made strides, and we are doing well. Let me just give you the numbers. If you look at Caldwell Parish in science, within the state, within the comparison of science and social studies, LEAP and iLEAP scores, we are first. And when we compare these numbers, we're looking at Caldwell, Catahoula, Concordia, East Carroll, Franklin, Jackson, Madison, Morehouse, Ouachita, Richland, Tensas, Union, West Carroll, and the city of Monroe. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're looking at 14 parishes. In science for the third grade, Caldwell Parish ranked, guess what? Number 1. Let's look at science in the fourth grade. Caldwell Parish ranked 3rd. Let's look at science in the 5th grade. Caldwell Parish ranked 3rd. Let's look at science in the 6th grade. Caldwell Parish ranked 4th. And we're talking about out of 14 parishes. Let's look at science in the 7th grade. We're ranked 3rd. Let's look at science in the 8th grade. We ranked 3rd. Let's look at science, social studies in the 3rd grade. They ranked 2nd. Let's look at social studies in the 4th grade. Guess what? They ranked 1st. Let's look at social studies in the 5th grade. They ranked 3rd. Let's look at social studies in the 6th grade. They ranked 3rd. Let's look at social studies in the 7th grade. They ranked 5th. Let's look at social studies in the 8th grade. They ranked 3rd out of 14. Let's look at Columbia Elementary School. In the 3rd grade, 75%, up from 71. In the 4th grade, they were up 78%, up from 71. When you look at the 5th grade in social studies, they went from 62% to, guess what, 77%. When we look at science in the 3rd grade, they were at 80% in 2014, they're at 82%. Let's look at the 4th grade. Okay, they were at 74%, now they're at 80%. Whoa, let's look at the 5th grade. In 2014, they were at 53%. Guess what? They are at 65%. So yes, I've been representing the board for 23 years. And I will put our school system up against any system in the state comparative to the money that we receive, which our money that we receive is a whole lot less than Ouachita Parish, Monroe City, and some of those other places. And guess what? Your kid is getting a quality education. A quality grade A education. So all of those complaints and all of those gripes, well, let's see you congratulate. Let's see you post on your Facebook page. Congratulations, Caldwell Parish School System. You have done a great job. Now, have they been perfect? No, they have not. Have they been 100% accurate? No, they have not. So here's the deal. While you are out there and you're listening, please take the time to make sure that you acknowledge those who are out there doing something positive. Okay, we're looking at about 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause for a brief moment. I'm going to play you a commercial too because we got to pay some bills. And I'll be right back. The mindset of reaching the world is one to have. Our message is for empowerment within our community. However, We need to reach all communities to let them know that we are valid, we have respect, and we deserve respect, and on the move in 2015. We want you to join us on WMAD 24-hour Global Radio and the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on Waco 4th State Community Talk Radio, prime time at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday nights. Hello, this is Baron Glass, host of the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on the all-new #1 global radio station, WMAD. Before I do my live broadcasting, I always dine in at the all-new Main Street Seafood Restaurant located in downtown Columbia, Louisiana, owned and operated by Miss Brett. Check them out. I did. We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour Global Radio. Today we're talking about the parent, the child, and the community. And let's look at what we're talking about. Let's look at the definition of unity. Unity is the state of being one, oneness. A whole or totality as combined all its parts into one. The state or fact of being united or combined into one as a part of a whole unification. Let's look at the definition of division. Division is the act of separating something into parts, or the process of being separated. The division of individuals, land, so forth and so on, into small fields. Disagreement between two or more groups typically producing tension or hostility. Well, guess what? We just met at 5 o'clock with a group of people from all sections of the parish. Black, white, male, female, and we also had some of those candidates who are running for office, running for sheriff. So here we are. We have Miss Crystal Buffington, who was present. We had Mr. Clay Bennett, who is running for sheriff. We had Mr. Mitch Bratton and Mr. David Crane running for sheriff. We had Miss Geraldine Thomas. We had Miss Eve Bayless. We had Miss Sylvia Robinson. We have Mr. Sean Mack, who resides domiciled in Ouachita Parish, but he's from Conway Parish. And guess what? He drove down here as well. We have Miss Diane Kraft. We have Miss Pam Wooten. We have Miss Penelope Robinson. Mr. Dale Rockemore. Mr. Reggie Rockemore. Miss Danielle Ward. Now I'm looking at Facebook, and there's somebody who's talking about that is one of the things that irritates me and not enough publicity for the event. Well, guess what? This event ran from last Wednesday, to this week on Facebook every day. We cannot provide everybody all information. All we can do is what we're doing. We're not going to be able to spoon feed everybody. We want everybody to participate at the meetings. And this is no slight to anyone, but here's the deal. We cannot spoon feed everybody. We're not going to spoon feed everybody. Every post that we put out there, every post that's on my page, when somebody responds to it, it is publicly. So somebody can see it. Pam Wooten has put it out there. Penelope Robinson has shared it out there. I believe Miss Danielle Ward shared it out there. Mr. Mitch Bratton shared it out there. This conversation from the inception had about 50 plus comments on it the first night. Okay, the first time we had people say, well, they didn't know about it. Well, they knew about it because they responded to the post. Okay, then we posted this from last week up until now. And guess what? We're still, so here's the deal. Here's how I operate. I'm not going to be one to spoon feed or bring information direct. All we can do is what we're doing. And once again, this is no slight to anyone. It's just compassion. It's just my passion because I am one. I like to talk the talk and walk the walk. We're going to continue to do this. Well, guess what? We're going to do this once again next week. So now we've added a third incident. We've had this broadcast. We've had Facebook. We've had social media. We've had people tell a neighbor, tell a friend about what's going on. So here we are. We had a wonderful meeting. We had a wonderful time. We discussed some things. Now, last week we had issues with kids surrounding the stop signs, wouldn't get out of the road. We had some other things going on. Well, guess what? I am pleased and happy to report there's no sign of kids standing in the roads. There's no sign of kids blocking the streets. There's no signs of parents picking up the phone and complaining to me about them not being able to go. So guess what? The meeting, it did work. Guess what? We are trying our best. We are going to continue to try our best because this is a community involvement. This is a community program. This is a community effort. So let's get it out. Those who may not like me personally, that's fine. I am only facilitating because I want Pam Wooten, Miss Bradford, Miss Danielle Ward, Miss Buffington, and anybody else that was out there, Miss Eve Bayless, Miss Geraldine Thomas, Reverend Joseph Williams was there. Anybody that wants to be a part of, you have the opportunity to do it. Hey, look, again, Baron Glass is just facilitating. So if you don't like me, that's fine. Don't let me stop you from getting involved. I'm going to be present because that's the district that I represent. That's the position that I was given 20 some odd years ago. So here we are. Unity versus division. The question is, what side of the fence you on? You can't straddle the fence. You either for or against. You're either hot or you're cold. You can't be lukewarm. So I'm giving that analogy to let you you cannot separate the message from the messenger. You cannot separate the message from the messenger. So let's look at it. We got listeners out there from North Carolina. We have listeners from out there in South Carolina. I want to send a special shout out to Jam Vibe Radio, Mr. Linton Smith. I'm not sure if he's out there listening right now, but Linton Smith carries the Smoking Glass Hour every Tuesday night out of Columbia, South Carolina at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're looking at listeners from Texas. How about Baltimore, Maryland? How about Jamestown, Kentucky? How about Arizona? How about Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? How about Shreveport, Louisiana, Ruston, Louisiana, Winfield, Louisiana, Montgomery, Louisiana, Mr. Larry Bell and his crew out there listening, Monroe, Louisiana, Jonesboro, Louisiana. Let's look down south, Breaux Bridge, Mamou, Louisiana, St. Martinville. Let's look at Columbia. Let's look at Catahoula Parish. Listen, the broadcast is being heard around. So tell a neighbor, tell a friend, we are on the move in 2015. Now, let's look at some of the individuals that are running for sheriff. We have Clay Bennett, Miss Bratton, Courtney Dunn, Hank Balls, David Crane, and Tony Childers. I had a good talk with Mr. Dunn the other day. I want to thank him for stopping by and being able to talk to me about his campaign as well as all the other candidates. For running for clerk of court, we have Miss Dina Domain. We have Mr. Greg Richardson. We have Miss Cherie Cox. We have Miss Lauren Rogers Young. And we have Mr. David May. Now, please don't get the wrong understanding because these candidates' names that I'm calling out are not called out in any certain order. So because somebody's first does not mean I'm endorsing them. And because somebody's last does not mean I'm in opposition to them. So let's use some logic. Let's use some common sense, and let's exercise some respect. We're talking today about the parent, the child, and the community. We're talking about unity versus division. We're talking about getting together and forming a coalition so all of our kids can understand. Like, see, when you look to the north of us, we have some individuals who are dealing with the rebel flag. When you look to the east of us, we're looking at individuals who are dealing with police shootings and now looking at terrorist attacks. When we look to the west of us, when we look to the south of us, now we can only take care of what's before us, which is our local community, our state community. So tonight, Thursday night, each and every night on the Smoking Glass Hour, we dedicate a full 3 hours, if we have to local and state politics. So we've provided you some information with a program that's going on August the 1st, 2015, hosted by St. Joe Baptist Church, and it says everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. Now, you can share this broadcast. You can share it through Facebook. You can share it through Twitter. You can share it through Google+. You can share it through email. You can share it through instant message. You can share it through text message. So there is absolutely no reason why this information cannot be provided to all of those who are out there saying that they didn't know anything about the meeting. Okay, well, tell a neighbor, tell a friend. There's going to be a meeting next Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. at the Brownville Ballpark, the Brownville Recreational Park. We are trying to make a difference. And once again, our message is clear that we are trying our best to involve everybody who wants to become involved, who wants to become proactive rather than reactive. Okay, now we know that Facebook can be used as a negative or can be used as a positive. We also know that there are people who are out there who exercise ignorance and who does not exercise caution. We know that there are some who are out there who would love to unite, and we also know that there are some who would love to divide. Well, if you look at Facebook and you go out and you look at the community meeting, those who want to be involved in unity, now you have the opportunity to be involved. Now you have the opportunity to become involved. For those who are looking at division, well, the best thing you probably can do is allow us to pray for you, because we will not allow any division to separate what we are trying to do, which is secure a brief and cordial relationship so our kids, our future, can have the same opportunity that we have. Now, I understand that one of the individuals that were there didn't get a chance to speak because they chose not to, but they are going to get together with myself and provide me some information that's going on in their community. Once that information is provided to me, guess what? That information will be given to the appropriate authorities, and we're going to sit back and watch and make sure that what is supposed to happen will happen. What shouldn't happen should not happen. We are not trying to be the police. We do not want to be the police. We are only concerned citizens who are trying to make it better for those who are out there listening and those who are out there with kids and grandkids, so forth and so on. Now, like I said, this broadcast is being heard simultaneously all across. As a matter of fact, we may even broadcast with real life broadcast the next upcoming. Now, if you're out there listening and you want to chat with me live, you can go in the chat room. You can look at that icon and you will see it blinking. It's moving and it's waiting for somebody to submit a question or give a comment or say this or say that, because we're going to go directly into the broadcast. We're trying to make sure that everybody have the opportunity to go into, because I'm going to provide some commentary. So once again, provided you some wonderful news regarding the Caldwell Parish school system ACT scores, and congratulations to Columbia Elementary School, and congratulations to all of those who are working on the Carla Tillette's administration for the Caldwell Parish School Board. And yes, I am a supporter of the superintendent. I am a supporter of the administration. When I disagree, I disagree. When I support, I support. She knows that, and everybody else knows that. If they don't know it, then I have no idea as to why they would. So let's take a short pause, and we're going to be right back. We're going to play you a commercial, and I'll be right back. Racism, the belief that all members of each race possess characteristics or abilities specific to that race, especially so as to distinguish it as inferior or superior to another race or races. Baron Glass, host of the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, each and every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on the #1 global 24-hour radio station, WMAD. Join my co-host April Ayala and I as we make an attempt to bring this evil system and a way of life for some to the forefront and have an open discussion with civility and honesty, with hopes of minimizing this problem that has affected so many lives. We ask that you join us. We all can make a change, and we surely can make a difference. We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. Guess what? We ask that you join us because we all can make a difference. If we set those specific things aside that divide us and deal with those things that unite us. Now, we know once again that Facebook has its evil way of dividing and conquering. We know that the mass media has its way of divide and conquer. We know that people within the community has their way of divide and conquer. Tonight we're talking about the parent, the child, and the community. Although a parent's role in their children's learning evolves as kids grow, one thing remains constant. We are our children's learning models. Our attitudes about education can inspire theirs and show them how to take charge of their own educational journey. Researchers have evidence for the positive effects of parent involvement on children, families, and schools. When schools and parents continuously support and encourage the children's learning and development. Here we are. We're talking about unity versus division. We're talking about tonight's topic, the parent, the child, and the community. Guess what? Parent engagement matters. Study after study after study has shown us that student achievement improves when parents play an active role in their children's education, and that good schools become even better schools when parents are involved. It is recognized that parent engagement is a key factor in the enhancement of student achievements and their well-being. We're talking tonight, once again, about unity and division. The parent, the child, and the community, they all go as one. E pluribus unum. Out of many comes one. We know that the school system, we know that the community, we know that the home all encompasses the parent and the child. We know that students are more likely to be motivated, to earn higher grades, to have better behavior and social skills, to continue their education to a higher level when their parents, when you are actively engaged in supporting their success at school, in the community, and at home. That's why this is important. The community of all races and gender, with candidates running for office, met and had a great time. If you knew about the meeting and you didn't show up, shame on you, and shame on you. Do not try to blame anybody else but yourself. When you look in the mirror, that's the only person that you should be concerned about. That's the only person that you should blame. Parents, careers, and family are by far the most important influences in a child's life. Their support, your support, can play a vital role at all stages of education, of life, and the success of your child from henceforth and forevermore. Now, for those who don't have a parent in the home, guess what, caretaker? Guess what, neighbor? Guess what, village to raise a child? You have an obligation. You are commissioned to tell a neighbor, tell a friend. You are commissioned to get involved, even though you may not have kids involved. You may not have grandkids involved, but you are a human being. And if you are a child of God, what did Jesus do? Did I feed the hungry? Did I give water to the thirsty? Did I visit those in the rest home? Did I help my fellow man when he or she was down? Because those are the questions that you will be charged with. When we look at parents, parents who take on a supportive role in their child's learning make a difference in improving achievements and their behavior. The active involvement of parents in the life of the school can help promote a learning community in which pupils can engage positively with school staff and their peers. Schools, my friends, schools can benefit from developing positive partnerships with parents by involving them in all affecting decisions that affect their child, education, and their learning. Now, when we look at the engaging factor, we know that engaging with parents gives them the chance to understand the role that they play in their child's learning and development and fosters parental involvement. When we look at some of those things that we call benefits, and guess what? There are benefits for children. The child tends to achieve more regardless of ethnic and racial background. So when we look at all of these stereotypes, when we look at all of these patterns that statistics say, well, if you're born here or you're born there, you are born against the odds. Let's look at socioeconomic statuses or the parent's educational level. We know that when a parent is involved with the child, the increase goes up. We know that children generally achieve better grades, better test scores, and their attendance. And guess what? Caldwell Parish had a 95+% higher attendance rate for the 2014 and 2015. Guess what? That means that those who are complaining about kids who are not in school, we just dispelled that rumor. It was 95% or higher. If I'm not mistaken, it was either 96 or 98% success rate, which means that our school system, Caldwell Parish school system, the community, the parents, the children, those who are working along with the school system, you can pat yourself on the back because you have made a difference. When we look at children who consistently complete their homework, that is because the parent is directly involved with the child. And when the parent is directly involved with the child, you create, guess what? A better community, a better school system, and a better home. Children have better self-esteem. They are more self-disciplined and show higher aspiration and motivation towards school when they know that mama and daddy or mama and or dad is going to be actively involved in their lives at school. We're talking today about the parent, the child, the community. We're talking about either you're united or you're divided. United we stand, divided we fall, but more importantly, a house divided can't stand the storm. Now, we also know that fewer children are being placed in special education and remedial classes. And we know that that is where we need the parental involvement. Children from diverse cultural backgrounds tend to do better when parents and professionals work together to bridge the gap between the culture at home and the culture at school. And guess what? Yes, there are some who are inside the system who needs a cultural sensitivity because they do not understand the dynamics of those homes. Why? Because some people are too busy staying within their own glass walls, and they are throwing rocks out of a glass house. The point I'm trying to make is this. We all have fallen short. We all will continue to fall short. Romans 3:23 says, we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And when I say we, that includes me, that includes that includes myself, but it also includes you, and you. Now, when we look at the junior high and high school students whose parents remain involved, they usually make better transitions and are less likely to drop out of school. And guess what? That's what we need to be focused on, the dropout rate, getting involved in making sure that those who are out there, that those who are trying to do the right thing will in fact get involved and do everything that they can do to make it better for the future. I just got a message coming in that says, congratulations, Caldwell Parish School System. And on behalf of the individual who sent that information in, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. And may you continue to tell a neighbor, tell a friend, we are on the move in 2015. Now, we just gave you some benefits for the child. But before I give you the benefits of the parents, what I'm going to do right now, we always have this song as a request. And it's by Alabama, Feels So Right. It's about 3 minutes and 37 seconds. I'm going to give you guys a little time to dissolve some of this information. Pick up the phone, tell a neighbor, tell a friend. Listen to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass at www.thesmokingglasshour.com. Or if you need to go back to your refrigerator, get up out of your laser bar, go and get your beer, cup of tea. You need to make a phone call. You got 3 minutes and 37 seconds. I know you're going to love this song, Alabama Feels So Right. Here we go. I'll be right back.
Whisper to me softly, breathe words upon my skin. No one's near and listening, so please don't say goodbye. Just hold me close and love me. Press your lips to mine. Feels so right. Feels so right. Lying here beside you, I hear the echoes of your sighs. Promise me you'll stay with me and keep me warm tonight. So hold me close and love me. Give my heart a smile. Feels so right. Feels so right. Your body feels so gentle, and my passion rises high. You're loving me so easy. Your wish is my command. Just hold me close and love me. Tell me it won't end. Feels so right. Feels so right. Feels so right. Oh, you feel so right, baby.
It's time to take back control of our society. Today's world requires an open and honest discussion about the current events. On the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, our goal is to engage people from different walks of life into a healthy discussion, creating a positive outcome. When it comes to global events, tune in to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on Monday nights at 7:30. We don't just listen to the news, we bring you the news.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. Tonight we're talking local and state politics. We're talking the parent, the child, and the community. Unity or division, what side of the fence you're on. We're looking at now, we're talking about the benefits for the parents who become and remain actively involved in the life of their child of their children. We know that parents increase their interaction and discussion with their children and are more responsive and sensitive to their children's social, emotional, or intellectual developmental needs. We know also that parents are more confident in their parenting and decision-making skills when they have a relationship with their child. As parents throughout this country, throughout this state, throughout this little old small parish, as parents gain more knowledge of child development, there's more use of affection and positive reinforcement and less punishment of their child. Why? Because there is a relationship between the parent and the child. The parent knows how to be a parent rather than the parent being a friend and the child being the parent and the child telling the parent what to do. When you do that, you have the reverse, and the community becomes a menace. The community becomes a problem. The child becomes a menace to society, and the system ends up having to work with the child from the penal side. We know that parents who have a better understanding of the teacher's job and school curriculum, that is a benefit for the parent. When parents are aware of what their children are learning, the parent, you are more likely to help when you are requested by a teacher, by someone from the school system, to become more involved in your child's learning activities at home. So when we look at all of this stuff, when we start to make a comparison, now you can ask yourself, okay, what is it that I have not been doing? What is it that I can start doing? Because guess what? There are many parents who are out there who feel the same way you feel. There are many parents who are out there who would love to get involved, but as a result of getting involved, sometimes they are just a little afraid. They are just a little reluctant. They just don't know how to do things. So when we have a system where there is a relationship, a foundation that is built between those entities that are involved, we have what we call success. We have what we call unity. We have what we call moving on, pressing toward the mark of trying to become a better system, a better community, and a better parish as a whole. So when we look at the parents' perception of the school, when they are involved, they have improvement. And there is a stronger tie and a commitment to the school from the parent. Now, we also know that when parents are more aware of and become more active regarding the policies of the school that affect their child's education, or when they become aware of the laws of the parish that affects their child, we know that they become more involved, and the decision making is a whole lot better than what it would once have been. Now, we also know, now I've given you the benefit of the child. I've given you the benefit of the parent. There are also benefits for those who are educated, which is the teacher, which is the principal, which is the superintendent, and all those who work in between the bottom and the top. Now, when schools have a high percentage of involved parents, that's you, in and out of schools, teachers and principals are more likely to experience higher morale. That's strictly because of what you do as the parent. Today, we're talking about the parent, the child, and the community. Now, when we look at teachers and principals, they often earn greater respect for their professions. Guess from who? They learn that from the parent. That is you, and you. That are those who are listening in North Carolina, those who are listening in South Carolina, those who are listening in Arizona, those who are out there listening in this parish, those who are listening in South Louisiana. It encompasses you. It involves strictly you. Now, when we look at this, which is very important, Consistency, consistent parent involvement can lead to improved communication and relations between the parent, the teacher, the administrator, and above all, the community itself. Now, when we look at the teachers and the principals who acquire a better understanding of families and cultures and diversity, they form deeper respect for the parents' abilities and the parents' time. It's all about respect. It's all about unity. It's all about decreasing, devaluing, and dissolving the word division. Teachers and principals report an increase when it comes to their job satisfaction. Now, we know that schools that actively involve parents and the communities tend to establish better reputations in the community. Schools also experience better community support. Now, when we look at school programs, we know from statistics that school programs that encourage and involve parents usually do better and have higher quality programs than programs that do not involve parents. So parent, you have an obligation. You have a commission to get involved in the life of your child at school. It is important that you get involved. We're looking at about 8:52 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to play for those who are out there in South Louisiana who have given us that Zydeco swing up here in North Louisiana, all these trail riders. We're going to play you some sounds of the boss, Keith Franks, who is a #1 Zydeco artist around and abroad. Keith Franks, the boss. Here we are. Please don't forget about me.
Now we're going to take you back, y'all. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, George. Do it, George. Do it now. Yeah, you're right. Oh, darling, I'm so lonely without you. And I can't sleep at night, always thinking about you. Oh, darling, please let me come back home. 'Cause your love means so much to me, baby, and I just can't stay away too long. Yeah, toi.
It's time to take back control of our society. Today's world requires an open and honest discussion about the current events. On the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, our goal is to engage people from different walks of life into a healthy discussion, creating a positive outcome. When it comes to global events, tune in to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on Monday nights at 7:30. We don't just listen to the news, we bring you the news.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Tonight, we're talking on the topic, the parent, the child, the community. Unity or division? What side of the fence do you put yourself on? Now, we know that a parent can be a role model for learning. I had Dr. Bratton from the University of North Carolina indicate to me, which I felt was very profound. He said, Baron, you should always fall in love with learning. So to those who are out there, teach your child to fall in love with learning. But for the parent, fall in love with teaching your child how to learn. Fall in love with you being the parent, because it goes hand in feet. The parent, the child, and the community, they are as one. The Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit, the trio, they are as one. The parent, the child, and the community are as one. We know that you as a parent, you should pay attention to what your child loves. And whatever it is that they love, you should support them. You shouldn't live your dreams through your child. Know that you should tune in to how your child learns. And the only way you can do that is become involved. Become involved in your child at home. Become involved with your child at school. And become involved with your child in the community. When your child comes home, or you go to the school and see what it is that your child may be doing inside the classroom, practice what your child learns at school right inside of your home. Because you as a parent must set aside time to read to your child together. You must learn how to connect what your child learns to everyday life. You have to make learning a part of your child's everyday experience, especially when it comes out of your child's natural question. You can't say, okay, Johnny, okay, Susan, okay, whoever, that I'm going to get back with you and never get back with them. You as a parent must connect what your child learns to the world. And guess what? Racism is to the world. Prejudice is to the world. Homosexuality is now to the world. The law is to the world. Religion, sex, all of these things. You must connect what your child learns to the world. Now, you also must help your child take charge of his or her learning. Because if you don't, you can have a disaster. You have to learn how not to overschedule your child with extracurricular activities and things of that nature. Because what Johnny may be able to do on one side of the land, Susan may not be able to do it on the other side. So you must become proactive in your child's life. You have to keep TV at a minimum, Facebook at a minimum, and that's hard for us adults. Social media at a minimum, text messaging at a minimum, because you do not know if you don't find out what's going on in your child's life. Now, you yourself, you the parent, you the mom, every time your child learns something new, guess what, mom? Guess what, dad? Guess what, caretaker? Guess what, grandmother and grandfather? You must learn something new yourself as often as you can. Because here's the deal. When you get to the point where you feel like you can no longer learn, then I believe personally it is at that point when we as a parent, as a caretaker, a grandparent, or whatever the case may be, we become what we call a fool living in a fool's paradise. Now, don't get mad at the messenger. I'm only delivering the message. And that same rule that applies to you, that same rule applies to me, myself, and I. Because, see, I can talk about myself and not get mad. But if I do talk about myself and get mad, that means I may need to go and check into an asylum. So we're not here to bash. We're not here to point a finger. We're only here to provide information because our message is clear. Our goal is to make a difference. We are not concerned about the numbers. We're concerned about saving that one. We're concerned about providing that one individual a piece of information that they can take back and help either themselves or help somebody else along the way. Now, we know specifically that it is equally important to recognize that parent involvement takes many forms. We know that it takes a major amount of your time. We know that serving on school councils or parent involvement committees or parent-teacher associations, we know that that takes time. But guess what? If you had time to lay, you got to have time to play. You got to make time to play. Volunteering for field trips and schools activity. That is a good way for you to see how your child interacts with other people. And that way you can see if you did the right thing while you was raising your child from 0 to 5 or 6 years of age before they set foot inside of a school building. We know that you as a parent must help. You must help with the homework because today we're talking about the parent, the child, and the community. We're tying all of these things into one. So parent, when you help with the homework, you're helping the child. And when you help the child with the homework, you're helping the school. And when the child is helped with the homework and the school is helped, guess what? The community can become a better place. You have to take time at least once, every 2 weeks, every week, or how often you can do it. You must go and meet with your child's teacher, your child's principal, and sit down and talk with them because guess what? Things happen overnight that you have no earthly idea about what's going on in the life of your child. We know that you can talk to your child about every day that they go to school. We know that. Now, see, we know that there are other things that are out there that will allow you to become engaged as a parent. They all contribute to your child's ability to learn and your child's education. We know that. So when we look at all of these factors, we have to decide what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. And we're right now at about 9:04 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have to play a little Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, 3 minutes and 52 seconds, and I'll be right back.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Oh, picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? Right now. Right on. Right. Everybody thinks we're wrong. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair is long. Oh, you know we've got to find bring some understanding here today. Pick it loud and pick it sound. Don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me. You can see what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Right on, right on. Right on.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Tonight we're talking about the parent, the child, and the community. Unity or division? What side of the fence are you on? Now, we know that we are provided an enormous amount of information. We know that as a parent, you have an obligation. You are commissioned to be a parent. And sometimes that job can be very, very stressful. But when the smoke clears and the dust settles, we know that you must step up to the plate and do everything that you can to get it right and make sure that your child has a secure future. We know that the parent that's out there listening tonight, the caretaker that's out there listening tonight, and families who are out there listening tonight are by far the most important influence in a child's life. Your support can play a vital role at all stages of the education, of the community, and the success of your child. Parents, those of you who are out there, those of you who may go back and listen to the archive, those of you who may share this with another person, tell a neighbor, tell a friend. Parents who take on a supportive role in their child's learning makes a difference in improving achievement and behavior. We know that. We know that schools, we know that the community, we know that businesses can benefit from developing positive partnerships with parents by involving them in all decisions affecting their child's education and their learning ability. Engaging with parents gives them the chance to understand the role that they play in the child's learning and the development and fosters parental involvement. We know that the role of a parent is important. We know that the role of parental involvement exists. We know that there should be programs that are out there, programs that should be passed within local school bodies that aims for the parents to be a major component of their child's life. Programs that involve with their child's education and their learning. Welcome as an active participant in the life of the child, at school. We know that there should be programs that encourage to express, that parents can express their views on their school's education and some of the things that could be a major impact on their child. We know that programs should give schools the freedom. Politicians should give schools the freedom to decide locally on the best way of having parents represented in the life of the school. We're talking tonight about the parent, the child, and the community. We're talking about unity and division. What side of the fence you own. We know that communication with parents is very vital and extremely important because it gives a clear and opens the channels of communication. It facilitates reporting to parents on their child's progress as often as needed. Using effective channels of communication and getting parents involved in personal learning planning helps to build strong relationships and encourages involvement in the child's learning and day-to-day progress in the life of the child. Parents at home. We know that parents are the first individuals and ongoing educators of their child's life and should receive information that supports to keep the information and supports to help to develop their child learning ability at home and in the community. We're talking today about the child, the community, and the parent. We know that homeschooling has a role to play. We know that homeschool has a partnership with the child and with the parent. Effective homeschool partnerships are essential to ensure that each child gets the most out of their school and educational system. Schools should be open to the involvement of parents on an as-needed basis in the work they do and should consider opportunities to encourage meaningful involvement to engage with school and the child's education. Again, we are talking about the parent, the child, and the community. Division or unity, what side of the fence you fall on. We're looking at about 9:13 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you follow any of the advice, any of the information that has been given tonight on the child, the parent, and the community, if you play a major role in the life of your child, if you play a major role in the community from which you stand, if you play a major role in those two and become one, guess what? You have the opportunity not only to make a difference, you have the opportunity to change the world. Here we are, Eric Clapton, Change the World, 3 minutes and 52 seconds. I'll be right back.
If I can reach the stars, pull one down for you, shining on my heart, so you could see the truth. Then this love I have inside is everything it seems. But for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I'll be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change
if I could change the world, now you have the opportunity to change the world. You've been listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Tonight's topic, the parent, the child, and the community. Unity or division, what side of the fence you on. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, LinkedIn, and all those other sites that are out there. If you hover on over to www.thesmokingglasshour.com, if you check out the webpage and look at all the newest features that are out there, we have the candidate packages that are out there. Candidates, I know I talked to one or two of you guys today. Please go in and fill out the information so you can create your own password, so you can go out there and look at the information that you need to look at. You also can go out and look at the store that's out there. You can order things that are out there. You can order Smoking Glass Hour T-shirt. You can order Death Valley Stables VIP Trail Ride shirt. There will be some other items that will be placed out there shortly. So when you get a chance, please go out and check out the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, because we are on the move in 2015. We are asking that you become a part of this movement. We are asking that you stand up and make a difference. We are asking that you change the world one child at a time. We are asking you to look in the mirror and only focus on yourself and not what somebody else is doing, not what somebody else is not doing. We are asking you to use the ability that God gave you to get up and get out and go and make a difference. We are looking at about 9:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour Global Radio. I want to thank once again Miss Crystal Buffington, Clay Bennett, Mitch Bratton, David Crane, Miss Geraldine Thomas, Miss Eve Bayless, Miss Sylvia Robinson, Mr. Shanor Mack, Diane Kraft, Pam Wooten, Penelope Robinson, Dale Rockemore, Reggie Rockemore, Danielle Ward, and all of those kids who came out today to the meeting. I want to also thank all of those who are out there from North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, Texas, Baltimore, Kentucky, Jamestown to be exact, Arizona, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Shreveport, Ruston, Winfield, Montgomery, Monroe, Jonesboro, Catahoula, Columbia, St. Martinville, Mamou, Louisiana, Breaux Bridge, and everywhere else. We have had a wonderful, wonderful day. We have had a wonderful July the 16th of 2015. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. We are on the move in 2015. Our message is clear. Our goal is to make a difference. May the good Lord see you through tonight and have a blessed day tomorrow. Good night.